Welcome back, everybody. This is episode 5 of my Clockwork Empires Alpha 45 playthrough. I am picking up right where we left off last time because we had an impending beetle attack. Oh, look at that. And we have a case of a contagious madness situation going on in town as well. So our friend, here they are. Yaroslav Przyankowski. He's doing his hauling job. Now, the beetles aren't going to find much to eat here. Mainly because we have no, the chili crop failed earlier because all our farmers had to run away from the fishman massacre. What's going on here? I happen to know that... Why is Fanny Pendelock? I guess she has no weapon is the issue. Oh, I know, animals are eating my crops. So our meager chili crop will be even more meager come the morning. I guess they're not sticking around because they have nothing else to eat now. I will point out something interesting though. If we look at actually, before I get to that, I had a request to insert another name in the game. So sure, why not? Oh, this will be interesting. I had a viewer request that we name one of the overseers Mr. Meow. So I'm going to rename Zachary Squeers here to Mr. Meow. He likes beetles, so the situation should he should be pretty happy. I'm going to have to change his first name to Mr. It's going to make it a bit weird. There we go. He is now the leader of Mr. Meow's band. One thing I did notice while I was poking around is that if we look at... So this bottom squad here is our loner soldiers from the Empire. Now, the NCO, Ishmael Soldeburn, is extremely insane. And if we look at his log, it's because he was forced to eat human flesh because he was so hungry. But if we look at the soldier under his... First of all, there was a second soldier under his command, but that's her body here, Philomena Steellock. She died in some kind of mysterious purple explosion, which I didn't catch because I was watching the fighting going on elsewhere. But if we do look at his surviving soldier, Rhoda Lumley. That's... Oh, wow, they chase these beetles a long way. Rhoda Lumley is extremely insane. We take a look at her sheet here. Oh, I guess she's not as insane as I... Oh, that's too many items happening at once. Gonna pause the game. So, lower class colonists have arrived. Excellent. I will accept you. I have the opportunity to call in a favor. I don't really need any more workers. What I really need is food, but I can't afford that. So I'm actually just going to save the prestige for later. If we look at Rhoda Lumley's memories, she was upset. She butchered a first-person corpse and ate his flesh raw. And then she watched in horror as two people ate human flesh. And then she made a friend. So now she's happy. Oh man, look at all these little beetle corpses. So they went ahead and drove off the giant beetle. But not all of them. I would like my soldiers to come back here. Okay, I'm actually going to rally both squads here. Then I need to take a look at the shambles that's become our organization. Oh, another Delbert Fossyjaw. He's walking the walk of the insane. Everyone in the colony looks to be terribly afraid and on the brink of insanity. We've killed the giant beetle. Alright. Oh, there's another one. Get him, Ishmael. I'll call you Ishmael. Oh, look at all those beetles. Fortunately, this means this is, in as far as we can say anything is an ideal situation, this is not a bad situation in that the chili crop was failing anyway. And now we have over 19 raw beetle meat. Let's I think there are a couple fishmen. Oh, what's this? On loan soldier casualties. This is a new one. So their time has expired. They're heading back to the Empire. And because one of the soldiers died, I have received a light admonition from the ministry. I lost a point of prestige, is what they're saying. Well, couldn't be helped. But they did their job. They drove off the second fishman invasion and protected us from beetles. So I say they did a good job. That was 5 prestige points well spent. Right, now I desperately... Oh, goodness. Yaroslav Przenkowski, why are you always causing trouble in my neighborhood? He does not agree with my policy of hostility against the fish people because we are destroying access to fascinating eldritch knowledge. He wants peace or friendship. Yeah, okay, I guess I'll try. Let's try being friends. First of all, we're in terrible military shape, but also the prospect of eldritch knowledge is quite seductive. In the meantime, however, I am going to chop up and eat the corpses of any other fish people that remain. Just this one, I guess. You know what? I'm not going to grow anything here for now. I am actually going to erase that farm. Okay. So what do we have going on here? Ah, a colonist entered the barbershop seeking treatment. And spoiled crops, of course. But could not find a barber. That's because I have no barber. And I'm sure I have a ton of injured colonists, so let's see. Oh, I'm very short on overseers. Well, Hattie Kilner's work crew is farming, and Mr. Meow will be our new barber. Now I will untick his various filters. You know what? No. I need to focus on healing my colony. There we go. So we didn't have any... so the barbershop is staffed. The ceramics workshop is staffed. The kitchen is working. And the carpentry is working. And we do have a crew assigned to the barracks. All good. Okay. I guess the next thing I want to do is maybe build a textile mill. Yeah. That way I can start building actual beds for my colonists. Let's put it over here. Maybe I can start worrying about decorations as well. First things first. So these are the bare minimum necessary modules for the textile mill. So as we can see here, someone else has gone to the barber seeking treatment, but could not find a barber. Where is my barber? Oh, here he is, Mr. Meow. His fancy suspenders and bow tie. Now there is a bit of a problem with both the chapel and the barbershop. I think the devs have acknowledged it. The timer is far too short, which I suspect means that someone seeking treatment doesn't wait long enough for the overseer to get back and treat them. So it's common for vicars to miss the opportunity for confession and barbers to miss the opportunity to heal someone. Hopefully, at least some people will get healed, though. Oh, there's Mr. Meow sweeping up at the barbershop. Anyway, as I was trying to demonstrate last time, so here's our kitchen. It's got 2 modules, but now it has 2 decorative modules. So it has 2 functional modules and 2 decorative ones. And now the workshop quality is 0, whereas previously it was -2. So it won't make workers here unhappy just to work in here. I can actually improve that to make them happy to work here by putting in other modules. Like, well, I would put in a carpet, but I have no cloth. Like this picture frame, for instance. Now that will bring the net quality to +1, which means it'll have a positive influence. Now, of course, decor consumes resources. And right now we are short of every resource. So I am not going to bother yet decorating everything. But once I get, say, the bunkhouse built... Oh, what's this? I got a new overseer. Good. Once I get the bunkhouse built and jam in a bunch of beds where people spend a lot of time because they sleep, it will definitely be worth my while to put in more decorative modules. It looks like people are hanging out in the barber shop. So, Yaroslav seems to be doing okay. Let's check in on Hydunia. Happily working away at the carpentry. I actually suspect she may have fulfilled one of her desires because we had a spate of cannibalism just earlier. She saw glowing inhuman sigils when she closed her eyes? Huh. It looks like she was one of the few colonists not to eat human flesh. Well, she missed the opportunity to try out an exotic meat, which is ironic, because it seems everybody else had human flesh for dinner. Fair enough. Hopefully our food production can hold up here, but just in case, let's start foraging these coconuts. So it looks like the situation is stabilized again. Alright, here we are. We've jumped ahead a little bit in time, just like a day or so. I kept on... The only notable thing that's happened is that I kept on promising to build a chapel, but I was busy and didn't have any workers to spare, and ended up not being able to build the chapel in a timely enough fashion. As you can see, I've had the cult alert pop up now. Realizing that I'm never going to follow through on my promise of a chapel is a little unfair. A letter appears in the Empire Times, but damage to reputation seems limited, and the colonists will turn to alternate means of worship. Well, that seems healthy. Now maybe I can finally get some peace and quiet. So if we look at the bottom right here, again we have a barber alert. Hydunia Stelvern, denied a legal outlet for religious fervor, has taken to arguing with herself in a strange language. Oh, here's a bandit. There's an overwhelming number of bandits. I said, just take what you want. Don't kill any more of our colonists. What's going on with Hydunia? Hydunia has taken to arguing with herself in a strange language. And Mr. Meow who was denied a legal outlet for religious fervor, has also taken to arguing with himself in a strange language. I believe this means the two of them may actually have started cults. Or they're now in the recruitment phase, where they have the cult seed, but they have to find other people who are susceptible to cult influences. So they will invite other people to join cults. And a cult is only a cult when it consists of 3 people. Minimum 3 people. So they're going to roam around and continually try to invite people to join their cults. And what is Mr. Meow doing? This is a G-rated show. Oh, Lucretia Brazenworth. Discussing odd and eldritch things. Still having a bit of a barber problem. Actually, no. I guess the attentions of the surgeon are being seen to. A little bit late, but they're still being seen to. Now, I'm not quite sure why everyone has piled up inside the textile mill to hang out, but I guess that's fine. The textile mill was completed, and so I've actually begun construction of bolts of cloth, which means actually I should build some beds. Just as a stopgap measure, rather than building an entirely new building, I am actually just going to jam a bunch of beds in the textile mill because there's a ton of space. Now this will make the textile mill a crappy place to work because it's full of cots and sleeping people. That's okay. I can make it pretty later. Yeah, so that's where we are with the cult situation. Let's skip ahead in time a little bit. Alright, and here we are in the middle of day 11, and the colonists are still upset that I haven't built that chapel. In fact, some of them are quite angry about it, and have written an angry letter to the Empire. Well, I don't know what I can tell you. I promise I will build a chapel. Now, if we take a look at some of the colonists here. Huh. Well, okay. Some of the colonists actually have memories of me not building a chapel in a timely fashion, which lowers their happiness and raises their anger because they're expecting a chapel. Now, some colonists are okay with this because they planned to worship eldritch spirits from out of space and time anyway. But among the more law-abiding of our colonists, they are still expecting a chapel. And someone else is Delbert Fossyjaws complaining about my treatment of, I can't satisfy these colonists. Make up your minds. He doesn't want me to be friendly with the fish people anymore. And he demands a policy of extermination. Nope, we're going to be friends with the fish people this time. You can suck it, Delbert. Anyway, so as evening falls on day 11, the colony is more or less stable, and it's we're just scraping by with enough food. I've actually switched the crop to corn now that I have enough of a crew. As you can see, I've got a crew of 4 working the field, so we should have a healthy corn crop, corn harvest shortly. And in the meantime, we'll survive off of coconuts and chili. The cult situation is still brewing, and there seems to be some dispute as to whether or not I'll be able to build a chapel. So we'll leave that for further episodes. So this has been episode 5 of my Clockwork Empires playthrough. My name is Alfred. The game is Clockwork Empires, being developed by Gaslamp Games. It's a game in early access. It's not done yet, but I hope you've had a feel for how it's progressing and how it plays. And in the next couple of episodes, we'll try and get to some of the further buildings further along in the development chain, specifically the laboratory and the naturalist office. Until then, have a good one.